My name is Ray Pritchard from the Warehouse Theater Company. Today, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what it's like to direct for WTC. You may have remembered a few of the productions I've directed, like Blithe Spirit, or Sweet Surrender, or even the first ever mashup between Yakima Valley College and Warehouse Theater Company, A Midsummer Night's Dream. You may have even seen me in a couple of those, whether it was intentional or not. So, first and foremost, I want to say I love being a director for WTC. They are a wonderful group to be a part of and just to have a lot of fun. Now, I'm up for directing our fall show this coming season. Can't tell you what it is, but I can tell you that it will be a lot of fun. So, what does a director do? Well, they direct the show. Okay, into video. Now, there's a lot that goes into planning a production, such as Sweet Surrender, or Blithe Spirit, or Midsummer Night's Dream, or any show that you do. We take a lot of things into consideration. First and foremost is you, the audience. We look back at what has worked well over past years and maybe some things that didn't work so well. We definitely take your feelings into consideration because we want you in the audience. A lot of times we tend to go with comedies because comedies are a lot of fun. But on occasion we throw the drama at you because sometimes it's also fun to cry a little bit. But we take the audience into consideration first and foremost. If a director once a director chooses a script, then they send that script to the WTC play reading committee, and the committee will read it, maybe ask some questions of it, and then the play reading committee will put together a season for the WTC board. Then from there, the suggestions go to the WTC board, and again, they may accept it right away, or they may have some questions about it. But then once it's approved, and the director still says, "Yep, I'm a go," then we move full steam ahead. The other big thing that we have to take into consideration as directors at WTC is our space itself. It's kind of a unique space. It is a theater in the round, as I'm sure you're all aware. Most theaters that aren't our space are what are called proscenium, which means picture frame, and that means that there's a big separation between the actors and the audience. And so a lot of times it's easier to do productions in a theater like that. You're able to do more theatrical magic. You're able to hide things from audiences when you need to. Whereas at our space, it's 360 degrees. You can't really hide anything from anyone. So you have to get very creative in what you do with your production in there. The fall production, like I said, can't tell you what it is yet, but I can tell you that we are going to have to be extremely creative in how we pull some of this off. And I have a few tricks up my sleeve, and I really think that you'll enjoy it. But that's one of the most difficult parts, is figuring out how to put some of our productions in the space. And I would say that over the years, we've gotten pretty good at doing it. The director is also in charge of putting together what's called the production team. And so we look for a stage manager, producer, costumer, sometimes set designer, painters, people to work on it, crew, things of that nature. So there's a lot of planning that goes into doing a show. We read the script over and over and over again. We work with the producer to figure out what our budget's going to be. We work with our costume designers to figure out how much money they can have to build these amazing costumes, or if they have to find everything in warehouse theater storage. And there's just a lot of planning that goes into putting on a show. How many props do we have to build? Are there any specialty things that need to appear magically? And how are we going to accomplish that? For both Sweet Surrender and Blithe Spirit, one thing that we spent a lot of time on was literally the height of the couch. And because for people that are sitting in that very bottom row in Warehouse Theater, you have to have the actors high enough that everybody can see them from some angle, but you also need the actor low enough that they're not blocking other action and that it looks natural. So oftentimes we put blocks or little platforms in the couches underneath the cushions themselves that you, the audience, aren't aware of, just to get that proper height. So there's a lot of planning and things that go into it, logistics wise. We have a wonderful team at Warehouse Theater Company that works very well together to accomplish these things that we need to do for each show. The other thing that we attempt to do when selecting scripts is putting together a nice season. So there's a good variety of shows, not only types of shows, but also numbers wise for actors. So we try not to have several very small shows in a row. We want to have a variety so that we can get more people in and participating in our shows. Sometimes we do strictly children's shows. Other times we do shows that don't have kids in them at all. It's just to keep a variety of productions coming at you. So, once all of these things are taken into consideration, the script is selected, the director has a pretty good idea of how to accomplish it in our space, the production team is put together, then you start getting close to auditions. And that is what I'm going to talk about on my next segment. So, I hope you've enjoyed this brief glimpse into what it's like to be a director, and I will talk to you again soon. And don't worry, we'll have you back in our seats in no time. Hope you're all remaining safe and have a wonderful day.